We're live according to my phone, look.
Adam, clearly live.
Clearly live.
Can anyone see one?
Yay! We're in!
There's no one watching. Is anyone watching?
Just wait, people will join me any second.
We'll just sit here and have a drink until people join one.
Aye. Just like staring at each other drinking beer.
Yeah.
Like a normal night in.
There's literally no one watching, is there?
Harvo sent me a message. It says, was Mark Walker late?
Yes.
Well, it's technically...
And that's the end of the Q&A, because that's the only question that we've got. Where does it tell them people start watching? To the left?
To the right.
To the left?
There, look. They're going to cut all this bit off in the real edited version.
No, we'll just sit here. We'll just sit here and we'll just take it.
Shall we just start talking?
You what?
Shall we just start talking?
Is it what, Adam?
40 second delay, remember?
Aye, we're on 3 hours already.
It's 1:15 in the morning.
Thanks for coming. Oh,
Nobody's
there's the
watching.
live stream there, look.
Oh, we've got 3 people watching.
We can actually see, we can see ourselves over
Can we
here.
actually see who's watching or not?
Come up over there.
No, it actually says 3 there. There's only 3 people. Adam's one of them.
Shall I get it on my phone?
Yeah,
as
you
well?
get on your
I'll
phone, so
on
we'll
my
get 4
phone as
people
well.
watching one. Hello, Arun.
Oh, there's
Arun's-
Arun. Oh, and Neil's on as well. So we've actually got some people that have bothered to join in.
We do, yeah. So we've got some people. So if anyone wants to put some question and answers in there, you're welcome to do so. Mark's really confusing because we've got about 4 screens looking at ourselves here. We don't know which one to look at. So we're just going to crack on with our review of the cup game because we're both there. Because we're idiots, remember? We're idiots for going to the cup game.
We're lining Ashley's pockets.
Lining Ashley's
single-handedly.
pockets because we're idiots.
That's it.
So that was absolutely shocking.
Well, this is the bit where I'm going somewhere with this. So this week we put out the 1,000 subscribers video, and there was lots of little clips in it that were saying, mainly of Decker to be quite honest, saying this game was the worst game he's ever seen. 2 minutes later, that was the worst game he'd ever seen. That was the worst game he'd ever seen. This is the worst game I've ever seen. This is the worst game I've ever seen.
So Decker wasn't at the game.
I swear to God, we've had some shit performances, but Saturday was the worst game I have ever seen.
It was up there with probably
Oh, it was horrendous.
the worst.
Awful. Absolutely.
And like I say, we've seen some horrendous ones in the past, but that was dire from start to finish.
It wasn't even that good.
I could have done a better job than Yoshino.
I
could have.
But
He
to
was
be fair to him, he was left isolated, just standing up front the entire game by himself, wasn't he?
He was bad though. Every time he touched the ball, he lost it. Same goes with Kennedy.
Didn't win much.
Kennedy was. Oh my! Send him back to Chelsea now, man. Send him back to Chelsea. What's the point? What's the point in Kennedy?
What has happened to him?
What, since last season?
Like,
he's a bit fat, isn't he?
well, depends.
For a footballer.
How are you comparing him to?
Well, to a footballer, he's fat. Like to Gemma Collins, he's probably really skinny.
What did you see her fall over last night?
Yeah. Remind me of Shola.
Oh dear me.
So
Yeah.
we've got a few people joining with now.
Look at this.
So Arun's, we haven't heard from Arun for a while.
No, Arun's been busy in his takeaway.
Arun's has got a challenge for Decker to see what he can eat.
If you're going to eat an entire menu,
Just
not just the beer menu,
just the beer
the entire content.
I see Decker's not watching with. Decker's not here.
Who cares?
Decker's on a works conference for the Conservative Party.
Yep.
It
Party
hasn't been going
political.
too well for the Tories at the moment, so Decker's gonna lend a helping hand, see what he can do.
It's bringing a bit of youth and
Blue, bit of blue,
bit of blue.
bit of blue.
He's trying to bring positivity to the Tory party.
So who else is in? So Chilcott, yeah.
Oh, Mr.
Where's
Joseph.
Chilcott asks, where shall I buy my pasty from tomorrow? Greg's or Milligan's?
Oh, young Joseph. Now,
We're both done the same thing there.
have you ever tried from Milligan's a doner kebab pasty?
Does that exist?
It's a thing.
Is it?
You know the little Milligans at the
Haymarket.
Which one's
at Haymarket?
where Sainsbury's is on Gallagher.
Oh, where Greg
just
used to
around
be.
where the old Greg's was. They do a doner kebab pizza.
You lie.
not pizza, pasty.
You're lying.
Doner kebab, I'm telling you.
You're lying.
Doner kebab pasty. So go and give that a go. See what you
There
think,
go.
Joe.
No more Greg's. Greg's not giving you any sponsorship, Joe. So go
That's
for
it.
the Milligan's kebab pasty.
Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Stick it in the comments afterwards. If anybody else has tried a kebab pasty from Milligan's, let me know what you think about it.
Even though they're made up. So Graham sends in. I read. Hi Graham.
I'll
How are you, mate? Daryl's. I'm watching, lads. Knew Daryl will be there.
Where?
So we're in Adam's bedroom. So what you can't see in Adam's bedroom, you know that episode of Cribs that Shola does, and he's obsessed with a neon light which he's got. Adam's literally got that light there. He thinks he's bar some sort of strip club. His bar? His bedroom, some sort of strip club. It's bar night.
I wonder what that pole was for over there. Like.
He's had a few crusty socks on the floor which have had to move. Oh, okay, no.
It smells like
We're being really nasty.
It smells like a teenager's bedroom in here, doesn't it?
Apart from he's 42.
It smells of links and hormones.
Because it links and whores there.
Well.
So Dom, hi Dom.
Hello, Dom.
Look, Dom. I'm repping tonight.
He even messaged me to see if I was wearing mine, so that
Did,
would
because we look a bit wrong if we look like twins and like before and after photo.
Yeah.
I'm after.
After what? 40 pints.
So Tom, the filmmaker, sends in, what point do we just give up with the club we love?
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
So there's been a lot this last week of people cancelling season tickets and cancelling direct debits and posting it on Twitter. Have you cancelled yours yet?
For attention.
Have you
Did I say
cancelled
that?
yours yet?
Absolutely not.
Will you cancel yours?
It would take a significant amount of shit for me to cancel my season ticket, and
do you not think we've already had enough shit?
well,
a bit more. There's a bit more shit.
Just give all this. Give us all the
Take
shit.
a little bit more shit from you.
It's, you know, the way that I look at it is, we have sat for season after season after season over the last few years of laughing at Sunderland fans down the road for having an empty stadium, for them not turning up and going watching games, you know, for them abandoning their club at a time. It's like the way that I look at it is, you've got something that you love that is feeling a bit shit at the minute. Do you just kick them?
I'm just saw Davey's comment. Look at that one. Right said Fred.
Right said Fred. The later years.
Carry on what you're saying, sorry.
It just feels a bit like at the minute that, you know, that you've got a club that is in trouble. You know, if this was your, you know, a loved one that you were going through some difficult times with, you know, would you just abandon them and leave them to fend for themselves, or would you, you know, want to do what you could to try and help get them out of this situation, and, you know, if at all possible, make them feel a bit better about themselves?
So how much more shit you gonna take? Back to the start.
I honestly don't. I don't believe that this, you know, jacking in your season ticket and giving it up is going to make that much of a difference. We've seen in the past, you know, attendances have dropped a bit. Not a significant amount to, you know, think, oh, that's, you know, we're in real trouble here, because we've always had a good following, even through some shit times that we've had. I mean, I can remember as a young lad in the early 90s.
I was talking about
you know, like how when we were, you know, down quite low, and with coming into the late 90s with, you know, Dalglish and Souness and stuff like that. They weren't great times, but we came through it. The difference is we did have a board and owners that would invest somewhat. My fear is that it could go the way of Sunderland, where the owner got that sick that he basically just cut all ties with the club, wouldn't invest any money, left them to struggle, abandoned them. And, you know, if our owner attempts to do that, then what's to say that we're not going to be sitting in the third division of English football, like we've, you know, taken the piss so much out of Sunderland for? That could quite easily be us. You know, go further afield. Look Look at Leeds; they did the same. Man City did the same. It takes nothing for a club to plummet through the leagues, and that scares us.
The problem that we have though is we'll get relegated. Okay, so we get relegated the Championship. Chances of selling half probably do they? So the chance of selling the club go down or do they increase? But under Ashley, he's not going to drop his price. Even if we get relegated, he's not going to drop his price. That's still going to maintain at 300 million or whatever, 400 or 500, whatever the hell he wants for it these days. The only way this club is going to be sold is if Mike Ashley decides to lower the price, because he's had, 2, 3, 4 years, 5 years now of selling the club, which it's crazy.
Well, we've sat here and said that many times. Does he really want to sell the club? Pundits have said it, commentators have said it, that if he wanted to get rid of the club and to wash his hands of it, then he's had more than enough opportunity to do it.
The other week on BT Sports, Rio Ferdinand and Jake Humphries were having a little debate about, would you do your house up to sell it if it wasn't selling? What you doing? If you're not selling your house, you decrease the price. You bring the price down.
You either decrease your price and make it cheaper to bring in somebody that wants to buy it,
or you get Dion Dublin in.
Or you go homes under the hammer, spend a little bit of cash on it.
I'm joking. Dion Dublin might be playing for it soon
with his doob.
Yeah,
but that's you've either got to speculate to accumulate and make you a better looking proposition than you currently are, or you accept where you are and think, well, am I asking too much, and will I take a cheaper offer?
He's not going to do it.
I guess we don't fully understand what he wants to do with this price. If that kind of includes the fee to buy the club and that clears his debt and all of that kind of thing, then you can add that up. But
apparently the rumour with the Kenyan thing was the offer was on the table, but if we got relegated, then wouldn't pay the full amount or something like that, which is understandable. It's a risk that you're going to have to take if you're selling the club. If Kenyan came in, of course he doesn't want the club to get relegated, so they're going to try the hardest to improve the team to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
So Ashley's got no confidence in the club whatsoever. Anyway, he hasn't got the ambition, he hasn't got the desire, he hasn't got the love for the club as what we have. So that's why he's not spending a single penny on the club. So as a fans, we're just sitting dormant at the minute, just like the club. We're sitting there just waiting, and it's going to go in one or two directions, and chances are it's going to plummet, and the club itself it probably won't get relegated this season, but what's to say that we're going to be in the same situation next season, the season after, and I'm saying that we're not going to get relegated, but that's only because
it's still a very, very major.
It's tight.
I said the same on Saturday and I could, there was people crying out for Rondon to come on in that game, but we are a Rondon away from ruining our season. If he picks up an injury or misses some games, we are knackered.
What were your
Absolutely knackered.
What were your thoughts when Richie came off the pitch and fans booed him? I understood that substitution because you look at the Man City game.
I don't know. At the time, it seemed a strange decision because he was one of the ones that were playing okay. Kennedy didn't do a single thing, and I've got no idea how he stayed on the pitch.
I've got no idea how he's still
It's only probably because he won't play tomorrow night. You think you have Atsu in Richie as your two wide men, so that's probably why he thought.
Am I just making this up, or was he as bad as what I remember him being?
Terrible. I think he had one moment where he picked up the ball and in turn, but he just made everything look very, very hard.
He thinks he's Ben Arthur, so he thinks he's got it up there.
He is. He is skillful, but it's just not working for him at the minute. And rather than just doing the simple things, he just keeps on trying to do more and more and think, I can go past four players, I'm going to take this touch and do some step overs and stuff like that. It doesn't need it this time when you're not playing great. You just need to go to basics and just think, right, I'm going to get the ball here, pass it. If I can get forward and then get the ball back, then great. Am I going to be able to get past this man and beat them? I'll try once, I might try again. If I'm not getting past them every single time, which is really what was happening, then you've got to start just taking a step back and think I just need to do things a bit more simpler now, just to try and get myself back into the game.
NUFC Cameron sends in, when Rafa Benitez leaves, I will leave, and that's a promise. You're going in the summer, mate. Rafa's gone in the summer. There's nothing going to happen between now and the summer to make Rafa want to stay. Why would Rafa stay? There's nothing for him to achieve at this club. The club's got no hope. It's got no ambition. It's got no chance of progressing to the next stage. What Rafa's been linked with the Leicester job. Okay. Would you blame him for going? Of course you wouldn't.
Well,
what have we got to offer that Leicester?
Bigger stadium, more fans.
Yeah, but the fans are being criticised this season.
Yeah, I know.
So you're in a no-win situation.
Yeah, I guess so. Leicester are in a bit of an unusual position at the minute, obviously, with the tragedy that happened there. Will they continue to have money pumped into the club and that kind of thing, or are things going to change there because of the money that was in the family? Is potentially not going to be there anymore. So could he find himself in a similar situation? He's the only reason he's staying at Newcastle is because of the affiliation and feeling he has from the majority, I'll say, of fans, because there's always been that anti-Rafa kind of group that just seems to be growing and growing and growing, and I think that's as a making of the kind of frustration that's being felt on and off the pitch.
So the next question, Neil sends in. No, actually, Maddie's got another one. Maddie sends in, how do Newcastle advance after Rafa leaves? We don't. The club's not going to advance in any shape or form while Mike Ashley's there. It doesn't matter. To be honest with you, is Rafa Benitez what Newcastle United need right now in regards to a manager getting goals from a team? Probably not. If he's a manager to stop the goals getting leaked out of the park, of course he is. But would another manager come in? There might be what you class as the dead cat bounce, where the next few results will get decent results. Yeah. But then we'll just go back to the way it was before.
The top and bottom of it is that we do not have the quality within our squad to really push on. Unless everybody is fit in at the top of their game, then we struggle. We don't have the strength and depth. Look at our midfield. We're playing Longstaff and Hayden because what other three probably first choice midfielders are either injured or away on international duty.
All knackered for tomorrow's game as well.
Yeah. Up front, we just don't have enough options. It all stems to the fact that Rafa has been let down in the summer by the owner, as we've all became accustomed to. It is the norm.
So Neil sends in, has Chris joined the dark side with Decker after sitting in the Platinum Club watching the Watford game? I wasn't in the Platinum Club. So, wasn't in the Platinum Club.
It looked like you were in the Platinum
Club. I was in the Melbourne.
Sports. I was at the sports bar.
Yeah, I was in the sports bar.
Yeah. Well, I was down in the paddocks, just sitting right next to the bench and Rafa. So
surprised you didn't have to one.
I was warming up a couple of times, but I took the little one to just because he's obsessed with Rafa. He's always looking where he is, what he's doing, and stuff like that. So I thought it would be good to sit down right there.
So the reason why I went to the game was because I asked Nolan. I said, "Nolan, do you want not Kevin Nolan, my son Nolan?" I didn't take Kevin. My name.
What's in the match?
So I took Nolan. He's 4. He's probably a little bit too young to take him, but I took him anyway. 20 minutes. He's doing all right. 20 minutes in, Dad, can we go to the toy shop now? No.
To be fair, I said the same. Aaron, do you want to stay or can we go to the toy shop?
But yeah, he was fed up after that 20 minutes. I was expecting it. But, Jesus, if I've set him up for a life of devastation watching Newcastle United, that was probably the best game I could have possibly took him to.
It was awful, wasn't it? I mean, there wasn't any
Nothing.
Any spark that I can... And that's the worrying thing, is because I haven't really been able to look at the team and say you're not trying, you're not attempting to try and get something out of the game, and look at the whole team and do that. I can call out individual players, but it just looked devoid of ideas, any effort, any attempts to try and play the ball. Will Hughes for them absolutely bossed that game. He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So he wanted the ball constantly, passing it around, making them tick, getting them forward. They were just constantly looking to attack.
So Keegan said, "And where's the Tory? Is that Tory convention?
You missed that. You must have missed it. You must have joined late.
Rewind.
He's down at the Conservative
Blackpool.
political party.
Is it always Blackpool? We say he is.
We've had this conversation. The last time he wasn't here when
he's in Manchester. Actually, he was in Manchester. Conservative Party in no, it's definitely not in Manchester.
It's the Northern Conservative Party.
So if anyone's got Decker, just tweet him now. Hashtag Decker's a Tory, and we'll accept that. See how far we can get this going. Decker's a Tory, okay?
Decker's Tory Party conference.
Well, we're just changing the hashtag now.
Just send anything to do with Tories.
Just put Tory in it.
Just put Tory in it.
Just please mention with Tories. Send him photos of Theresa May. I'll take that. Will you take that? Just Theresa May.
Send it. Let's see if we can get Decker as a Tory trending.
Then you got right, your ma.
Your mum.
Your ma.
Your lass.
Your ma. Your ma. Right, so what else have we got? So
Keegan wants to put his loved one down.
No,
wants to pull the plug.
That's you. So you were told in Newcastle as if it was a loved one, and he said he'd pull the plug on the loved one.
Keegan's heartless, isn't he?
Yeah.
Heartless Keegan.
So said that he was surprised Gemma Collins didn't fall through the ice. Oh, that was a ruin. Do you know, like on
the last
global warming videos where the polar bear is just on an ice cap by itself? That's like Gemma Collins just floating off to like another shitty celebrity TV show.
The last time something hit the ice that hard, the Titanic sunk.
It's a conspiracy. Right. So any more? Guggen said.
Darryl agrees with this. I'm airing his fears to a T.
Well, Guggen said, "How are the lads from sunny Somerset?"
Oh, I said with some cider.
I keep going with the wrong hand. I need to go with this hand.
It's because it's there.
I know.
Because we're on the wrong side tonight. You're in my seat and I'm in yours. We're normally the other way around.
That's true. So Darryl sends in, so Walker, here's my fears down to a T. Do we have to do a Sunderland to get rid of Ashley? What, documentary? Imagine how a documentary.
It would...
like behind the scenes, like nothing would happen.
It'd just be Charlie sitting there, he'd just... Hello, ma'am.
What's for tea? What's for tea, ma'am?
Yeah.
Apparently
stick another episode of Danger Mouse on. Cheers.
Lee Charlie's only in his mid-30s. Apparently.
Must have had a harder paper.
Can you Google that and see how old Lee Charlie is? Does anyone know? If anyone knows how old Lee Charlie is, apparently he's only 30 odd. He's done well for himself. Well,
30 odd stone,
but he's done well for himself to get where he is at Newcastle United.
I think
fuck all.
I think he's very good looking. He's got
he looks a bit like us, doesn't he?
Just without the beard.
Real men wear bald. Next. Any more like you want to jump out there, mate?
Keegan, imagine if we spent £20 million in the summer for Kennedy. God. But you know what it is? Back then in the summer, we all said do it because he came and he had a fantastic 6 months did. Wait, 5 really, wasn't
it? Yeah.
Because we didn't sign him until the last day of the transfer window, and it was May. So, well, anything to save a month's wages, isn't it? Get them in as late as possible. So that's why we're on the 28th now. There's still a couple of days left of the transfer window. If we're going to do any business, it's going to be now so that we can save that. So there's a few grand, isn't it?
There's a question about the transfer window. If you can spot that amongst all them questions that have been sent in. Until we do that, we'll go for a few more. So Neil sends in, are any of you going to be invading the pitch or hold of a DW Sports sign at tomorrow's game? The pitch, no one will go on the pitch, right? No one. There might be one person that goes on the pitch. We can't even go on the pitch when we'll win the league.
When we won the league, nobody went on, did they?
So we won the league last game of the season. That's where you would expect people
in a dramatic fashion.
But you should see the amount of stewards that appear from nowhere. Last game of the season, they're just like
Well, you can guarantee that there will be
security stuff.
Loads and loads of stewards and stuff all over tomorrow. They're already talking about like the searches and all of this kind of thing. You know, I understand why they want to do the holding up the signs, but why DW Sports? How many Newcastle fans like Dave Whelan?
Where's the nearest
the
DW
man
Sports?
Is a prick. Metro Centre, where the old Sports Direct used to be.
Is the one still at the Royal Keys?
No, that shut down donkeys ago.
Because he broke his leg.
Exactly. The man is a prick, and yes, I know, like, he's Ashley's enemy and all of that kind of thing. But why don't we advertise a local sports store like Start who everybody got behind in the summer and stuff like that. They're a local business. They're in Newcastle in the heart of the city.
Or Guillermo. 10% discount. Use the 80 West Side Pod hashtag.
So I think they're holding up with the DW Sports. Although I get the sentiment behind it is because Ashley doesn't like him. Whelan doesn't like Ashley, but they're both pricks.
Yeah, but I can't flip it around. You can say because it'll piss Ashley off. That's why it's being done. So,
and I guess it's probably
it's something better than nothing.
It's a more recognisable logo and label kind of thing, isn't it?
It's better than nothing. That's what I'm going to say about it. Yeah.
Yep.
So Aaron sends in, I don't know what Kendi is thinking. Like, Chelsea aren't going to want him back after those performances. So what'll happen with Kendi? He'll probably go to one of the German leagues or the Spanish league. Probably German, if I had to guess. Any big mint.
Russia. There's a lot of Brazilians and go and play in Russia, don't they?
So yeah. He'll probably do well. He do better than most players do when they leave Newcastle.
This is like Victor Moses has just left Chelsea as well. I mean, he was a very good player and just was in the doldrums there and has just moved on.
Mm. So, any more? Neil sends another one. Not with risk and run done. We don't have the depth of squad to have a really good. The Guppy's right. So I'm under the impression that no matter what, I wouldn't have brought Rondon on the pitch on Saturday. I don't even know why he was on the bench. Because, like you say, if we lose Rondon, we're knackered. We're knackered as it is.
Absolutely destroyed. And that's the yes. He probably would have gave something up front. The thing is we're not going to get anything out of the game tomorrow against City. We'll be looking to keep things down as tight as possible. Try and not allow them to score, or if they do, at least keep the score down. So you've really got nothing to lose going into that game. So people were saying, well, why not give the cup a go? But as fans, yeah, we like the cup, but the cup is not important to the club, as we've seen. The money's not there, and you get next to nothing for winning it, let alone getting into the next round and stuff like that. So
Keegan also sent in Allardyce is incoming. Allardyce is incoming.
Look at Randall.
So Harry Randall, he sends in
Randell Ball. That's what Daz always calls him. Randell Ball instead of Randall Bell.
Alright, okay. Thanks for that information, mate. I'm glad you shared that one with her. So Randall sends in that he wouldn't be surprised if Pardew came back. Jesus.
He wouldn't, would he?
Well, Pardew's not coming back. It's going to be. Who would it be?
Sherwood.
Who
was it today? Some bloody
Steve Bruce.
Aldershot? Nah, he's not. He'll be out of management.
He'll be out of
management for a while, yeah. But wasn't it the Aldershot manager or something like that that was praising Ashley and the model that we'll have at the club today?
Just loads of shit managers trying to hard like suck Ashley.
That's it. He's just trying to get his way in. Again, that's worked out well for Sunderland, hasn't it?
So Matty sends in, cheers for the replies, lads. What do you think about Longstaff's performances recently? Personally, I think he's stepped up to the mark well, and he's had some decent performances. Yes, he's done really well coming in that team, and he's not I wouldn't say he's a great talent. He does the basics really well. He's probably the upgrade on Hayden. Yeah, he's probably similar player. Look like it on Saturday, they just cancelled each other out. Yeah, they were just the same player.
To be fair, there was the midfield was invisible on Saturday because of Hughes. He was outstanding. It just everything that we did bypassed our midfield. It was lump balls up to Hosselu, or it just went wide to Murphy and Ritchie. But because there was nothing in midfield or up front, it went nowhere. I think his performance, his first couple where he came in, he looked a little bit, probably rightfully so, a little bit off the pace, not quite sure, but he's just steadily improved and really, really came into the game. I think that against Chelsea, against I can't remember who it was, who we beat last. Cardiff, wasn't it, when we won 3-0?
It's not me that forgets. Palace, Palace.
He looked very good. If you can go in against Chelsea and look decent in a midfield against those players, you've got something about you. But on Saturday he was invisible. The game just went past with midfield. He's probably the better of the two, as you said, but there just wasn't enough happening in and around for him to get involved in the game and to be able to put any kind of stamp on it.
He's done well, but we shouldn't have to rely on these academy players to come up and perform well. It shouldn't be the case. These players should be out on loan, which the likes of the youngsters also, the under 23s are going out on loan. And you probably noticed over the last couple of days, a lot of them being like disappeared. So Sterry's gone. Sorry,
yeah, it's because I'm surprised he didn't start on Saturday, but that's obviously.
So there's a few of them gone. So we as a club, and Newcastle United should not be expecting these players just to come in and perform.
It's nice. It's nice when they do. That's the thing, because we haven't really had anybody from our youth academy and stuff like that that's came and made an impact on the team in quite some time. It's really Dummett's the only one that's broken through. Sammy and Shola before, but they didn't really come in at that young age. They've kind of hung around the place and came about that way. Sammy, I guess, was probably relatively young when he started breaking through, but he's no longer there.
Shite.
Pretty much.
He's shite.
So it would be nice for him to to come and do something, stay around the team and stuff like that, and even if he's just a bit of a squad player, but actually gets himself in. You've got to go back to the likes of like Lee Clark and stuff like that. Like the last time when
Lee Clark, who was on the podcast, so after you watch this one, just go back a few videos ago.
Don't say it. I watched it. Yeah, you're not saying me because I wasn't. Yeah, I was in London.
Wasn't invited.
Bastards.
He was at Tory convention in London. So Graham sends in. He's 39. So Lee Charlie's 39.
Bloody hell.
Younger than you.
He is,
How old are you?
40.
You look a bit like Charlie.
What, because I'm fat and bald?
If you give like, when we did this, I goes, look like Charlie.
I look like Shelby.
So, Chilcott was in the Platinum Club. Tory.
Oh, was he not waving his flag?
Oh, yes, Chilcott. Oh, my God, I forgot about that, man.
It was great because I was taking a picture of him and videoing him.
I was taking a picture of him,
like,
just Chilcott.
I was like, Joe, come on.
Yeah, Joe, like, just practice your flag waving, mate. Because
you would think Joe would have quite a good wrist action, wouldn't you?
So, Joe, you need to practice your flag waving skills, mate. You're trying your hardest, but nothing was happening with that flag, to be honest with you. It was just tangled up, not just wet. He didn't know what to do with it. Is there any more over
there? Rob Fish, which one of us would be better at replacing Hosselu?
Well, I've scored in the Gallagher. You?
I've scored in the Leazers.
So decide.
I'd rather score at the Gallagher like.
Yeah. Did you celebrate?
I've got more presents up front.
What celebration did you do?
Oh, the Shearer.
Oh,
obviously.
I went for the shoulder. I give it that. Yeah, I went for the shoulder. Him on the bed. That was.
Decker did the Thatcher.
Just lay there dead. Just dead. So the fella sat on the bed, Adam, he scored a hat-trick in the Gallagher.
Why is he doing that in his
As he was playing in defence.
Aye. He thought he was Philippe Albert.
He did, aye.
Or Shaw. Ah, actually, that was the one moment of a little. I can't believe I'm going to say this. A little bit of genius that was seen on Saturday was when Manquillo attempted to do a shot. He picked up the ball in our own half,
doing quite well.
Went down the line, beat a couple of players, and got into the box and had a good shot, didn't he?
He did quite well. So Jody sends in DW Sports because it's Ashley's rival, but he agrees he would rather see the likes of Star Fitness instead. Josh Thompson sends in, wouldn't be surprised if Ashley is at the game tomorrow. He probably will. He's been the last couple of the Premier League games now.
Yeah, I was surprised he wasn't there at the weekend, but
I didn't expect him to see on the weekend. Like,
it depends if he, because he's going to come in for some. I mean, it was at the first minute on Saturday that the Ashley chance started, so he's going to be in for a rough night, and thankfully so.
So Josh sends in, he says he wouldn't be surprised if Ashley is at the game tomorrow. Like I say, like
it's a record with you.
Is that what we just said? Is that the question I've just asked? It's because it's really small.
Yeah.
That's what
so
she says.
Josh sends in, wouldn't be surprised if Ashley was at the game tomorrow.
Oh yeah, well done. So the next one, Josh sends in, he wouldn't be surprised if Ashley was at the game tomorrow. Nah.
Thanks, Josh.
So Neil sends another one, how many people do you think will do the sitting at the game tomorrow?
If it's anything like it's out there tonight, nobody because it's fucking freezing.
It's past that freezing, yeah.
I'm going to have 27 layers
It
on
depends
tomorrow.
if it's like the walkout. No, the walk in was the walk in wasn't 11th minute. There wasn't a great deal that did that.
I mean, even when we did, was after the Spurs or West Ham game or something, the last season before. God knows when it was.
That looked.
There was
more people that time than this season.
It's difficult to tell. I mean, with it being on a night time, cold, dark, people are just, and if it's going to be a shit game, people are just going to want to get home. I can't see it having the impact that it would hope to do. Hopefully enough stay behind to make, get some sort of reaction so that the cameras will at least get onto the crowd and can show and stuff like that.
I'm taking the car tomorrow, so I'll stay behind. Last time I walked over the galley, didn't you?
Well, that's to be fair, I will as well, because then at least the traffic can get away.
Traffic will go down. So yeah, I walked over the Gallagher last time. So I was in the East Stand, and as soon as full time, I just made my way to the Gallagher because that's where the majority of people were standing. So if it is just pockets that remain in the ground, join them.
Yeah, everybody should
just
go
work away around the ground. The stewards aren't going to stop you. Just join them.
To be fair, even like if it went,
a lot louder.
Even if it went into the East Stand, into the middle, then at least it's going to be directly in front of the cameras, like
right underneath the Sports Direct sign.
So and everybody with the stuff, or
with the DW thing.
Because it's BT.
I'm going to take my own. I'm just going to take my own Always Smiling Faces podcast one.
Etsy Gallagher shots.
So the six away. So we'll just take 6 posters.
Spell it out.
Yeah.
But is it on BT, isn't it?
What?
It's on BT
Why
tomorrow.
don't you send me a question?
Send a question in. So
yeah, it's on BT.
It's on BT tomorrow. So they're up in the. They normally have, like, rather than being up in the corner, they have the little thing down on the pitch, don't they?
Sometimes they don't.
Because that could have been an option if they had the little desk thing at the side of the pitch. Everybody could have kind of congregated there and like made some racket and made it difficult for them to do their after game.
Right, so we've got 5 more minutes left. We'll go through these ones as fast as we can. So, should we just follow West Ham's footsteps instead? Jody sends that one in.
The difference...
But we won't do it.
I don't think that... I'm not of the opinion that a couple of people going up to the director's box and shouting at the West Ham owner got him to change his mind and invest money in the club.
It was more than a couple.
It wasn't...
It was more than 2.
Nah,
it was a few.
It was tens rather than, hundreds and thousands, wasn't it?
I would say it was more hundreds and tens. It was a substantial amount of people.
The thing is they've had investment and stuff like that. They've squandered the majority of it. They brought in again Pellegrini. What's it called? Pellegrini. Pelican. I don't know.
Pellegrini.
And
it's like Slimmy, isn't it?
But they're doing better than us. But really, when you look at how many millions they have spent, have they really got value for money?
Yeah. So Darryl sends in another one. We sign anyone before the deadline date? No.
I think we'll probably get a loan or 2 in.
No.
We'll not sign anyone.
We've got what, 2 days?
We will not buy anyone, but we've
literally got 2 days. The Almiron deals fell through. Which never
as if that was ever happening. I think we'll probably get because midfield is where we're really struggling. Midfield and striker. There's got to be something. Has to be something.
Jody also sends in. He said, "Crew were praising Ashley because Jamie Sterry's gone there on loan." That's a good shout. Yeah. That's a good shout. Adam said, "Hi boys." Hi.
Hi boys.
Hi. He also says, "Have you discussed tomorrow the protest?" Yes, we'll have done.
Come on, Adam, keep up.
He probably just sent that question as we're doing it, so that's all right. Arun sends another one. Any of you who's got a PS4 and fancy a game of FIFA?
Decker's got a PS4.
Yeah. It's a new Tory game just came out. Me
and the youngin are on Xbox.
Yeah. Do you want to give them a tag? Or do you share the tag?
I have the idea.
Shares the tag.
Share the tag.
Shares the tag. Hashtag shares the tags. So Chilcott says he's going to work on his flag waving.
Good lad.
Good. You need it, mate. Because that was embarrassing.
better wrist action.
Adam also said, Mark, you had any shinies during the...
It doesn't. It says, have you had any shinies during the Hoenn event?
What the hell's a Hoenn event?
Yes, Adam.
What's a horn event?
It's
This isn't Pokemon related, is it?
it is.
Oh God.
Not
Is
as many as I would have liked. I've got a blue duck.
Well, Davy Keno said, "This rate, I take Nile Ranger back." Imagine that.
He still hasn't got a club, has he?
Back massive flag.
I don't
Gallagher
think,
on with his face saying, "Convict." Aye, we'll take it. I'm all for a convict Nile Ranger flag with a photo of his gun like that. We'll take it. We'll take that flag.
Oh,
But if you want any flags, don't come to me because I'm not allowed to make flags. The police will come.
That's the sound of the police.
The police will come and they'll arrest us for fraud.
Just because Mick said so.
Yeah. Hi, Mick.
Hi, Mick. He always watches anyway.
So Casey's evening, lads. We're about to sign off. But hi, Keith. Neil sends another one. Why doesn't Chilcott run on? Why doesn't Chilcott run onto the pitch during the game and wave his flag? Wave a flag, eat a pasty in the centre circle, Chilcott. You do that.
Multitasking,
You can join me on the next podcast, mate. That's your option. It's not very good. It's not a very good incentive to do that and lose your season ticket and your chance to go to see the park. Yeah, you're not going to miss much, mate. To be honest with you. So I think that's it. Unless anyone else has got another question, and ask it now because that's we're done. So you've got about 5, 10.
Drum roll, please.
I've got anything to hit.
Oh, Warham were threatening on bringing back the drum.
I watched that episode that we did the other day about the drum. It was quite funny.
I would like the drum if the actually person knew how to play it. Even though it can be quite annoying.
Alright. So we're going to sign off.
Bye.
It's getting on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for, I was going to say listening, but this is just going to be available on, yeah. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. So we did hit over 1,000 subscribers now. So thank you for doing so. We'll be doing more videos like this.
146 people watching.
Great, that's not many. But more people watching us. That's going to stay in the ground tomorrow night. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Therell be more stuff like this. There's more content coming. We've got 2 new people joining the channel. I haven't told you that. So even more content coming your way.
There's one of them, Chilcott.
Chilcott flag waving lessons. So that's one of them. Yeah. Right. Thank you very much.
Flags with Joe.
All the best.
Thank you. Love you.